foreigners group, there were also Jacob, um, which actually in Arabic is Yaqub. So some people called him Jacob and others called him Yaqub, and Musa from Somalia. These tall and handsome Somalians were naturally gifted at singing and shooting basketball hoops. Being Muslim, they always took a moment out of their heated basketball games to pray their 5 daily prayers at the mosque or college multi faith rooms. It seemed to help them win even better at tournaments. Such peaceful guys were welcomed into the college with open arms, and they were noticeably happy and settled there, although miles away from home and all that was so familiar to them. Finally, we come to the last two members of the group. The final pair were already popular at college. Chad and Curtis were such mellow, cheerful guys. Chad was the same guy that Sharon loved and doted on. They emigrated from Australia, and being from down under, they were completely down to earth. The cheery Aussies were always hosting fun and exciting barbecues in their rented garden. They invited as much of their college friends as possible. And if anyone ever turned up at their door uninvited, which always happened to be a group of young girls, they were never turned away. In fact, their healthy and wholesome take on life impressed most at college, even the teachers. They didn't care about anything like popularity and treated all the students the same, despite appearance or wealth status. They didn't scrutinize anyone based on social status, race, religion, or other such things. Cooking up a meaty storm with plenty of Australian relish was what they did best. These two surfing dudes were totally popular with the ladies, maintaining healthy hobbies such as surfing and sprinting, and even race walking, which was hilarious yet appealing to observe, was what kept them in such good shape. Gliding through the college, chatting in lush, husky tones, they had the habit of running their fingers through their sunny golden shoulder length hair and winked happily at passerbys with vibrantly sparkling sea green, almost turquoise eyes. The young English girls, lucky enough to pass close by them, could almost smell the Australian sea air, and in those blustery winter nights, when the nightly winds howled around the empty town streets, and the echoes of occasional drink cans were blown vigorously across eerily empty streets by force, the sight of these two tanned Aussies in the morning made their young days all the more enjoyable and helped them to tolerate the nights even better. So these were all the groups who had braved entry into the cupcake competition. It was due to be held the following day, and instead of planning on their recipes, the Sharon clan were planning their outfits for the up and coming competition. Sharon insisted on ridiculously short hot pants, even though it was bound to be a chilly, blustery day. But what did the fashionistas care? Led by Sharon, the girls were never going to see sense. She kept lecturing them on how the key to winning the competition was in how they dressed. Appearance was everything, Sharon insisted, although a couple of the girls begged to differ. But we won't freeze our butts off in these shorts. But won't we freeze our butts off in these shorts? Emily appealed to her longtime friend, but it was to no avail. Emmy, don't you remember last year how we got extra points from that young man judge? Oh, what was his name? Tim the tailor, yes, that was it. Sharon reminded the doubtful Emily. Tim the tailor was a mutual friend of hers and owned his own tailor shop in an upmarket part of London. Sharon felt sure the extra points were due to their salsa-themed outfits. The previous year, rather than Sharon's clever strawberry chili flakes, Mexican-inspired cakes, which were quite a hit. So Shaz had lectured the girls all afternoon until they finally gave in to the idea of the hot pants, groaning behind Shazzy's back all the time. Emily was seriously considering getting out of the Sharon clan and making it through college alone, although a few minutes of that very idea freaked her out so much that she braved the embarrassment of the hot pants. The foreigners, on the other hand, were planning an array of basketball inspired cupcakes, all with miniature balls and hoops decorating their practice cakes, and would present it on a double tier basketball court made entirely edible. What a fab idea! The Cupcake Clubbers, however, were still unsure which ideas were the best to use. That was because there were too many of them. All the girls were overexcited and shared great ideas, although Muneeb's idea seemed the most appealing. Her proposition was a walk in wardrobe theme. The girls would make a huge pink, sparkling, edible wardrobe with doors which would somehow open, and inside there would be shelves of cupcakes arranged and decorated with edible fashion clothes and accessories. Sharon loved the idea, but was worried at the same time, which was really unlike her. Your idea is funky and fantastic, babes, but slightly unattainable, don't you think so? She mused the concept over in her mind, still unsure, but the other girls were so keen and adamant that it was the answer to winning the competition. After all, they didn't want to lose again to the Sharon clan, like last year and the amazing Mexican theme which won the hearts of the judges. In the end, Shaz gave in to the idea, although worried that they couldn't attain it. Okay, girls, we will try to do it, but don't blame me if it doesn't turn out as planned. She advised the remaining ecstatic members of the group. Positivity is the key, Shaz. If we believe we can do it, then definitely we can. We need to remain focused as a team and work together no matter what. I would also recommend the wearing of appropriate shoes. Muneebs glanced down at Shaz's purple suede platforms and frowned. Sure, sweets, fabulous idea. She winked cheerfully, and that was that. The Great Cake Competition. The day for the Great Cake Competition had finally arrived. All of the four groups were ready and anticipating when they could finally start on their masterpiece. Sharon was near to wetting herself, which wasn't like her. She was outwardly serene, calm, and confident, but really she was freaking out inside, worried if Chad would notice her, and worried if he didn't notice her at the same time. The Cupcake Clubbers found themselves in a type of ready, steady cook kitchen. It was all fitted out with the latest hip and happening trendy kitchenware, being completely eco-friendly, of course. They nudged one another excitedly, but the waiting game seemed to go on and on until Shaz was almost ready to call it quits. Being the leader, she felt most of the pressure was on her to make their cupcakes a hit, and it didn't help by being watched and scrutinized by the whole college as an audience. Finally, the judges strode into the hall where the competition was being held. They were known to be always fashionably late, which Shaz thought was their lame tactic of making the cake competitors sweat and freak out for as long as possible. After settling their amply sized bottoms comfortably into the plush sofa chairs provided opposite the cupcake competition kitchen, the judges weighed the three groups up and down. The main judge blew on a shiny silver whistle and they were off. Mad pandemonium erupted only 10 minutes after they had all started. Who should be causing early chaos and bedlam? You guessed it, the Sharon clan. Having taken over the central part of the kitchen, well, of course, Sharon had arrived extra early to secure her part on centre stage, so to speak. At the moment, she was tiptoeing around the kitchen in really high heels and yelped twice